That's not how I expected to start this one, but regardless, welcome to Max Wrestling. I am El Jefe, and obviously the captain's mysterious absence is bringing you a solo edition of Max Wrestling. We haven't done one of these in a long time, so I'm glad that I can do it and I can bring it for you right here on this glorious Motorhead Day. So coming up tonight, we got a lot to discuss, and that starts with the annual post-WrestleMania record budget cuts. We predict this Saturday's, or I should say I predict this Saturday's, and you should join along with me. This Saturday's WWE Backlash. Plus, following yet another victory at Mayday, we hear from the reigning and just nearly unstoppable television champion, Blade Rodriguez. And just in case you missed it, his warning last week's Aftermax, we hear from 1/3 of the brothers of Max Destruction, the Travesty. Oh my goodness. Hold on into it. Make Max Wrestling your home for all things wrestling. And all you have to do is tickle that like button and smash that subscribe button. For those who follow and prefer the old-fashioned podcast, head on over to SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever it is you get your podcast. And of course, for all these links, a whole bunch more information out the wazoo, and just a good old time on the internet, check out maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. And of course, the best part of all, you need to go check out the Aftermax, because that's how we got here. Right after this show is over, head on over to our Facebook group on the Max Wrestling. And of course, you have to hit the post show, hosted by our very own Cypher, who is 1/3 of the Brothers of Max Destruction, and probably got some questions to answer. So, you never know what's going to happen. Last week, Travesty showed up. Now the captain's not here. We say it each and every week. It's time to get on the game and understand what's going on in the Aftermax. It's a good old time that you, sir, don't want to miss. So, let's hop into the hottest topic of all right now, and that is the post-WrestleMania releases. It happens every year. Everybody is up in arms about it, because the reality of the matter is every time we turn around, people say that WWE's roster isn't bloated. They can book everybody. They can do this. They can do that. They can that. No. Granted, the names that are on this list aren't as big as you would think. There's a few on here that make me scratch my head. There's a couple I kind of saw coming. But in retrospect, let's hop into the names and let's see if we can't get like a decent little perspective on the whole ordeal. So the first name on this list, and I'm going to go down through the NXT first, is one that I actually was like a little shocked at. It's Cora Jade. There was a release of, let's go down the whole list. So it's Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Jakara Jackson, Riley Osborne, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, Wolfgang, was it Oro Mensa? Who the hell is that? Javier Benal and Danny Palmer. See, now this is the type of stuff where, like, if you don't know who these people are, I have no idea who some of these people are, I understand the release. It's one guy from the Level Up Next right here, and Javier couldn't tell you, and Danny Palmer looks familiar. God, that's terrible. I bring up NXT first because we talk about Gigi Dolan, and most people probably recognize her more by, I want to say she went under a different name, Priscilla Kelly. Most people understand or remember her by that name. I want to say that she had the history. She was the one, if I'm not mistaken, that had the history with Darby Allin. We're not going to get into that. I just feel like she had an opportunity to be a bigger name. She got little pushes here and there, got a little bit of spotlight here and there, never was really given any true gusto. Cora Jade, I know people loved Cora Jade. However, some felt like, I don't know. What did they say? They said that she was like CM Punk's stepdaughter or something like that. It was a joke. It was a running joke. She's from Chicago. Young, kind of looks like AJ Lee. Has the pink and black. I didn't realize she kind of looked like AJ Lee until I paid attention. Hey, if it works in the storyline, bring her back. Bring her back. That's my daughter, damn it. I can hear CM Punk now. That might actually be pretty good. The three names from NXT UK, the Coffey Brothers and Wolfgang, are guys that I'm surprised were here this long. I didn't really think they had much of a following in NXT. Then again, it all matters to the eyes of the viewer. All 350 of them sitting in that audience. I joke, I kid. But again, another set of guys where I think when NXT UK just kind of died or started to die, they were just, oh well, yeah, we'll keep you along on the ship, and they've got nothing to offer on that ship. A lot of these releases are the statements following where this was late. Like Gigi had a lazy personality. I don't really know about Cora Jade like that. I know the Coffee Brothers weren't over. I know Wolfgang wasn't over. Jakara Jackson, not over. So some of these make sense. So we'll go to the main. And from the main, there's only really 5 stars that got released. Now, that's the thing where I think in years past, we've had way, way more. There's been years where I want to say there's upwards of 10 to 12 people that have been released. And some of them, like, you recognize right off the bat. And some of them, you were like, who are you again? And in this instance, all 5 of these people should be relatively on the radar. Katana Chance is the former, oh God, how do you say, Casey Catanzaro, the former American Ninja Warrior winner, the one that was dating Ricochet, fingering the bum, all that fun. It's supposed to rhyme by fun, but you get my point. She was the one that was doing the cool, like hopping off the barricade onto the pole, onto the post, not losing in the women's rumble type of thing, just losing the women's rumble. What did she have to offer other than being athletic, kind of cute, and small? Nothing. She wasn't a wrestler. She was an athlete. And her tag team partner for the longest time, Caden Carter, somebody who I actually thought had a little bit more to them, is another one that got released. Not that surprised. Tis what it is. And from what I can tell, and again, if somebody is there to prove me wrong, I don't believe there is a single person left from the quote-unquote women's MMA 4 horsewomen. If there was really 4, I don't remember there being 4. I'm only picking up 3 in my brain right now. Maybe there was a 4th. I don't know. But Shayna Baszler, who fell off a dang cliff almost like a year and a half ago. It feels like a long time since we've heard anything remotely, not impressive, but remotely intriguing, remotely interesting about her. I mean, it is what it is. It's Shayna Baszler wasn't a massive name. I don't think she was going to be women's world champion or women's heavyweight champ, whatever belt they could have gave her. I don't think they were going to give it to her. They really weren't doing mid-card titles. She was a tag team champ. I mean, look, she didn't have a lot to offer. For those who prefer like the mat-based style wrestling, like she's good. She's a good mat wrestler, excellent jiu-jitsu practitioner. Ticks all the boxes as far as that. However, we learned that like you need to be more than just that. And I'm not saying her looks hindered her. Her looks didn't help her. I'm not going to deny it. I'm not going to be a jerk about it though either. But her looks didn't help her. Especially when you look into contrast of who was with her during this run. Or during the run that she had, sorry. When it was like her and Ronda Rousey and then Marina Shafir, who's now on AEW, who, by the way, hasn't talked in like a year, which good on her. Looks strong. She's playing China, circa 1998. I was going to say 7, 8. And it's working for her. I'm not saying Shayna needed to do the same thing. She's not exactly a pretty face to a big body. But then again, to each their own. And that came out terrible. And it's all right because it is what it is. With that being said, though, I think Shayna is somebody who for sure could get a job somewhere else. I'm for sure of it. If she wants to continue wrestling and she wants to make this her thing, she has the ability to go to a Stardom. She has the ability to go overseas, re-establish your name in a different way. You know what I mean? You're not so much living in the shadow of Ronda Rousey. You're no longer the shadow of the MMA 4 horsewomen or Delio. You can adjust. And with an adjusting, I think that would be helpful for her. You always have TNA as an option. TNA isn't always a big option, and especially with their, I don't want to say contract, but working contract, working status, if you will, with WWE. I could see her make that transition. I can even see her make the transition to AEW. Again, Marina Shafir is being used well there, and that's thanks to Jon Moxley. If Jon Moxley could, or I should say, Jon Moxley could be convinced. I was going to say if he can do convincing, if he could be convinced by Marina to take her on, I think Shayna could be not a better version of what Marina is trying to be, but she could definitely be on par with that. Now, again, with that being said, there is the asterisk, there is the hesitation to want to add women to the AEW roster, considering how bloated they are and how completely bloated I feel like they stay. I don't know if it's like the best idea. It's not the worst idea. I don't hate it, but it's not on top of my list. But again, she'll find work. No questions asked. And the next person that we're going to talk about, we only got 2 more left on this whole thing. There's another one I'm almost sure is going to find a job damn near immediately. Whether it be TNA, AEW, you name it, she'll make it. Minus WWE and NXT. But you name it, she makes it. And that's Dakota Kai. The inaugural, I want to say she was one of the inaugural like either NXT. She was a champ somewhere doing something. I forget, because she did more than just the NXT. Not just, I was going to call them the NXT tag titles. The women's tag titles. She's done more than that. I remember when she first came in, and people weren't too sure about her, and then she got momentum. So I'm going to give it to you right here. So she won a Future Star Award back in 2019. She was, her and Raquel Gonzalez won the Dusty Classic back in 2021. She was the NXT Women's Invitational Champion, whatever the fuck that means, 2018. And then again, 2-time NXT Tag Champ with Raquel Gonzalez, 2-time NXT Tag Champ, Women's Tag Champ with Io Sky. Had a run in Shimmer. Maybe it's time to go to Shine. Maybe it's time to go to Stardust. The point of the matter is Dakota Kai is decorated, as they say in the biz. She is a decorated superstar. She's proven her worth on WWE. She's proven her worth on NXT. She's proven her worth in other companies outside doing the indie run. I don't think she's going to lose that much momentum where she has to stay an indie person. I don't think that that's what's going to happen. I think she's... Again, I think if anybody's going to get signed the quickest out of this whole list, Dakota Kai is on top of it for me. She's going to get signed faster than this fella, and he's the only male that's being released on the big side, the big WWE side, the main stars, the main bunch. That's Braun Strowman, and I'm not surprised. I was curious if Braun Strowman even had a WWE contract like a year ago, and he was trying to arm wrestle. Like, he was going up against, some of the best arm wrestlers in the world, wondering, why can't I win? Well, you didn't win World's Strongest Man, and you tried to be a bodybuilder. You didn't win home run contests or long ball contests like your dad did, but you sure tried. You're all these things, bro, but you weren't it. And if Vince was running this company, he probably would have been... Did Braun Strowman ever win a world championship? If not, Braun Strowman would have absolutely won a world championship under the tutelage... Not tutelage, but under Vince, for sure. For sure. That's... God, I can't believe I read that. I love Wikipedia. Oh, he was a Universal Champion. Oh, God. One time Universal Champion. He was a 1-time Intercontinental Champion. 2-time. Raw Tag Team Champion. That's right, because one of them was with a freaking child. Men's Money in the Bank winner. Andre the Giant winner. Greatest Royal Rumble winner. Yeah. Braun Strowman's going to do something. If it's professional wrestling, cool. If it's anything else, cool. I don't. This is one of those ones where it's you get it, you understand it, and you don't really care. You don't really care. Braun Strowman offered nothing. Offered nothing. He wasn't a mic guy. He wasn't an athlete. He was a big man. But he was a big man, and I can say this wholeheartedly, of the poorest of quality. He was a big man that intimidated nobody. He was a big man that didn't win often. He was a big man that you just sucked. He was just big. He was just big. He was like King Kong Bundy, but at least King Kong Bundy was built from like, he built from like, you're not of this world and shit. Like, you're from some fucking joint in the Midwest. You know what I'm saying? It just fucking Braun Strowman never clicked for me. The having to be 6'8", 6'9", 380 pounds died with the curtain call, with the with the click hug in the steel cage. All that shit died then. What are we doing? You know what I mean? So I'm glad he's gone. Don't be surprised if he shows up in TNA. However, if Tony, and I'm talking directly to you, Tony Khan, if you spend money on this fella, and don't do something about that fucking football team, I swear to God, Tony Khan absolutely just sometimes blows my mind. Oh, God, to the utter oblivions. So, let's get into Dynamite. That's pretty much going to be the only recap we got for y'all today, which please don't hate. Tater Chate. Well, there's a lot going on, actually. Not only we got Dynamite happening, I am going to predict Backlash coming up, and spoiler alert, whatever the fuck that means. The boys are already planning on doing a review, so make sure to keep that part of it in mind. But let's go through Dynamite really quick. Another very good episode. I'm loving Tony Khan for what he's doing. I'm going to crack this drink while I'm talking so it's not so loud on the mic. I'm liking what he's doing, minus a couple of segments. We're going to talk about those segments. One of them was a real... But then again, when you're in Detroit, what's the old-fashioned saying? When in Rome, do as the Romans. Apparently, when in Detroit, you wrestle Rhino. I'll get into that in a second. The show actually started out with Hangman coming out, and Hangman he's just like talking. He's literally telling people, I have no idea why you guys are like chanting my name. Why are you guys so excited to see me when I've been this bad guy? Like, I don't deserve this praise. I don't deserve this. And the people of Detroit go nuts, counting, what is it, Hangman fucks and cowboy shit, and just, I love good crowds, okay? I just love good crowds. When crowds, and I've said this for years on this show, and I've said this for as long as the TSK has been around, and I've said it to every other wrestling fan I can speak to. When a good crowd is on another level, not on that level, on another level, it really truly does make the show. It really truly does make the show. And you can bitch and you can complain about the size of the fucking arena and it's too small and they're not selling tickets and your mom left your dad for your fitness instructor and now you can't go to the gym anymore. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You need to just enjoy it for what it is. There is an overall thing that fans are fighting over right now. For the longest time, it was ratings. Ratings. Oh, our team, our show beat your show in ratings, and your show lost to my show in ratings, or whatever. And now it's a matter of, what's their attendance look like? Motherfucker, none of y'all gave a shit about attendance, but like a year and a half ago. I promise you. And then for those who really did, you knew that it all depended on the area. That's another thing that nobody talks about. It's all about depending on the area. I'm not trying to give AEW excuses for why they run smaller arenas and why they do this and why they do that. But the reality of the matter is when they came in, when they first started going, WWE, Vince McMahon had a hold on all the bigger arenas all around the country. You can't use those. We work with WWE, meaning they won't work with you. So for a long time, and still kind of to this day, AEW goes to colleges. AEW goes to small arenas where they know they can sell out and they know they can attract their crowd without pissing off the WWE faithful. Which, at this point in day, I think it's a little harder than ever. But regardless, and I'm off on a tyrant. Hangman's in there talking. The people love him. Tell us why. All of this fun stuff. He talks about his history, burning people's houses down. Talks about his history with Swerve. Says how, he beat Kyle Fletcher. He beat Josh Alexander, and now he's gonna go on a Double or Nothing to wrestle the one man that everyone calls the best wrestler in the world right now, Will Ospreay. And right on cue, the birthday boy comes out. Happy birthday to Will Ospreay. Of course, the fans chant "Holy shit!" It's a great face-off. And Will brought up an excellent point. For these guys having worked together in a few different companies, this is the first time that they've ever really gotten face-to-face. They did Ring of Honor together. They did New Japan together. I'm sure there's another one somewhere, but I'm going to stick to maybe a Ref Pro. But I'm going to stick to those two for right now. Ospreay is, pleased to meet the Hangman, but as he's talking and as he's, telling him, praising him, I'm so happy, that we're not happy. He's like, I'm grateful to meet you. But he tells me, he says, I'm sorry to interrupt your therapy session. It's the first time we've ever spoken to each other. He's all, but also within the same breath, I want to apologize. He knows Hangman's been through a lot. Ospreay knows how much this match means to Paige, and everyone else does. Ospreay's one of his favorite moments is actually seeing him get the Dark Order together and show them true leadership. And then he said when he won the World Championship, he said, mate, it made me. It made it. And with all of that praise, with all of that love and animosity, he says, last week you beat Kyle Fletcher. Ospreay and the fans noticed something that Hangman hasn't done in years, and that's crack a smile. So he tells him, he's like, he may be aware that Paige wants to become the main character again, but Ospreay has a problem with that because he's not willing to lose. He doesn't want to lose. This is not about the dissension or the dissension, the downfall of Hangman Page. This is about the ascension, the rise of Will Ospreay. All of a sudden, they kind of have a little bit of a stare down, and Don Callis is out. And he's got all the goons with him, all of his friggin' goons. They're all just standing there. Don Callis says, that Hangman is a violent, unstable sociopath who put his mentor in a nursing home. Ospreay held back Paige, issues a challenge to two members of the Don Callis family. As they're trying to do that, as he's trying to side with Hangman is giving him this look of, if you don't get your goddamn hands off me, I will break it. And so, obviously, these guys have tension because the reality is Hangman has to finish his redemption story. He's come back from dark turmoil and he has to win it. But then you have the guy that ever since he's been here, his trajectory has been up. It hasn't weighed in any different way since. So I think this is where Hangy kind of takes a big important loss, and that's okay. But we'll get into that next week, couple weeks. Give it time. Let's do. FTR and Stokely Hathaway interrupt the commentary table for some jackass reason. He says that what is their issue with FTR? Hathaway says that FTR issued an apology week after week, but Shivani has something to say to them. Stokely he calls him a snake in the grass. He calls him a decrepit, pasty piece of, gets cut off, obviously. They just go down there, they run these dudes down. They said that they're going to hurt, Daniel Garcia and then hurt him some more. And, we'll see y'all tomorrow because tomorrow is a special edition, or today I should say, it's a special edition of Collision. Top guys out. I don't like this. I don't like this. This just feels so forced. It just feels so forced. I'm hoping that changes, but for right now, that's how I feel. Ooh, drop a little. Speaking of drop it a lot. Harley Cameron is actually prepping Anna Jay backstage, and I love this. So Harley Cameron is a damn treasure, and she must be protected at all costs. So she has a tile eliminator 4-way. Harley Cameron says, she's like, Jay, you have my face. She says Jay has a fat ass and they have TNA. She's like, you got my fat ass? And she's like, huh? I'm like, huh? She means you have my back. Which went over my head at first. I was just like, I beg your pardon? I thought these ladies were hitting on each other. And she's like, yes, I got that fat ass. And she's like, don't worry. She's like, I'm the T and you're the A. She's like, I'm the tenacity, you're the aggression. And Anna Jay is like, tits and ass. Yes, that too. Love that part. And then Anna Jay asked the crowd, who wants to be choked out? And Harley Cameron, without hesitation, raises her hand. Anna Jay's like, not like that. Oh, sorry. Goodness gracious. Again, save Harley Cameron with all that you can. We get into the Fatal 4-Way. So, the Fatal 4-Way is Thunder Rosa, Penelope Ford, Anna Jay, and of course, timeless Toni Storm. So, you would think kind of right off the bat that there would be a little tag team going on there with Thunder Tits, if you will, Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm. And we got it for little stints here and a little stint there. But for the most part, this was about everybody getting some shit in. And once everybody got their shit in, and it's fine, it wasn't like a negative way of everybody get their shit in. Once everybody got their shit in, got a little bit of spotlight, Penelope looked good, Anna Jay looked good, Toni obviously looked good. Thunder Rosa coming out looking weirdo, but she was looking good. And then we go to break, come back from break, and they're still working. They're working hard. There's a drop. Thunder Rosa launches Storm off the back with a drop kick onto Jay and Ford onto the floor. Thunder Tits couldn't get a double suplex on Penelope Ford, which I thought was hilarious. I was like, because both of you ladies could easily deadlift this young lass, and she's like, I'm not going. Thought it was hilarious. Whatever. But it was literally a stall just for Megan Bayne. That's the part that kind of weirded me out. I don't know what Megan Bayne has to do with any of this right now. And it really made no sense to me. So Megan Bayne interrupts. She then gets, out of there because Harley Cameron comes and makes the save with a pipe in her hand. Go back to the ring. Penelope Ford has Jay trapped in the Indian Deathlock, allowing Storm to get revenge. Stomp on Ford. She then tries to get her in a chicken wing, a TCM chicken wing, crossface chicken wing. I don't know why they that's right, Turner Classic Movies chicken wing. Love that. And that Penelope Ford taps. Decent showing. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. To me, it kind of just feels like they don't know what to do. And I hate saying that. I really, truly do. Because when you say that, it just makes it kind of makes it all that true. Because think about it. If Mercedes if the idea is Mercedes and Athena, who for Toni? It's not going to be Thunder Rosa. Thunder Rosa is a non-option. It's not going to be Penelope Ford because she just lost. Literally just took the loss. It's not going to be Anna Jay. Not going to be Deonna Purrazzo. It's not going to be Harley Cameron. Mina Sakazaka. There's so many names that aren't. And only one that is, and that one that isn't a challenger to herself. Maybe in the mental aspect, but that's not what we're jazzing at right now. So, just like I say about Fulham's midfield problems, TK really needs to dive in there and take a good look. Action Andrade and Leo Rush walk into the crowd and just hang out ringside for the next segment. Hurt Syndicate come out. MVP does roll call. Whatever. Shelton Benjamin is the standard bearer of excellence or whatever, and then of course the almighty Bobby Lashley, and we hurt people. So who wants to challenge us for our tag team titles? Top Flight, that's who. Top Flight comes down to like, yeah, bro, we got this, bro. You got fucking beat up by MJF. Which, by the way, I get it, but then you made him gig, and why? Like, I understand. The blood makes all the things that much better. It makes it look like MJF is beating the living dog piss out of people. But he ain't. And it's fine. It's not fine. It's forced. And, again, there's a reason why you fall in love with certain characters. It's for what they do, and it's for how long they're away. I'm going to let that stew. I want you to let that stew. How over they were, how long they were away. Now, as over as MJF has been, how many weeks has he taken off? How many months? How long has he been off our television for any length of time? If you can't say any longer than like 6 months, the guy literally came back after having these massive injuries after that Adam Cole match, and he immediately got thrown down our throat. Tried to be a face, it wasn't working, so they went right to being a heel, and he's right back to where he was. He's not improved. He's not new. He's not reformatted. It's the same thing. The level of the devil. I'm going to do everything I can to get into your... It's the same thing. So I'm hoping that something happens. Something. So, anyway, MJF says, like, did I hurt enough people for you, Bob? Bob says no. We'll find out next week. Backstage, where all the cool stuff happens. The Young Bucks, Kazuchika Okada are backstage, and they scowled Excalibur for not having more enthusiasm. He said, you need to have more enthusiasm when you throw it back to the EVPs, your founding fathers. As Nick Jackson said, who's the man? Nicholas Jackson. Okada, they cut to him first. He's all, Kevin Knight, have a good night. He's all, tonight, I fight Kevin Knight. Kevin Knight, good night, bitch. I fucking love Okada. Taz is immediately like, yeah, well, he's pretty Americanized. That's great. I'm taking it, okay? I'm taking it, and I'm running with it, because this guy is barely at, like, a 4 out of 10, and he's still making it look awesome, okay? Still making it look awesome. That's when Ricochet shows up, talks to the Young Bucks, says, oh, I heard you got a Swerve problem, and as you know, I beat Swerve twice. So, brags about that, says that, you know, he knows how to beat Mike Bailey, he knows how to beat Kevin Knight. He's gonna team up with me, or Mark Briscoe, he's team up with me, we'll get this taken care of. All of a sudden, Ricochet leaves, the Young Bucks try to go to their very exclusive, very private, gigantic-ass locker room, and inside is Marina Shafir, Claudio Castagnoli, Jon Moxley. Right as we try to hear something, Marina slams the door in our face, and we are forced to go to Nick Wayne's entrance being cut off 10 seconds in, just so Christian Cage's music can play. Because, you know, your dad comes out first, not you, regardless if you're the Ring of Honor television champion or not. So the idea is he's going to face somebody from Christian Cage's past. And so, of course, we're in Detroit, Michigan. There's only so many people from Detroit, Michigan. So they only got one man that you could get from Detroit, Michigan. The former politician, Rhino. Oh, God. The crowd went ape shit for Rhino. Taz got a pop out of it, too. I thought it was really cool. Nick Wayne squashes Rhino. And he wins with a kill switch, of all things. Of all things. After the match, there's the whole back and forth. Fucking Christian Cage, here's your belt. No, my belt. I'm going to walk around. I'm the television champion. And then he goes to hand it to him, and he drops it on the fucking ground like a complete doucher. But that's the whole point. That is the whole point, you know. The dad is testing the son. Do you think you could take me on in a fight, boy? It's very American. It's very American. God, I hope you guys don't do that. And all over the world, just fight your dad just because we do. And we learn about this thing called old man strength, if you know what I'm talking about. I got to bring this up because it's my man's. We got footage of Sammy Guevara. Glad to see him back. Winning a fatal 4-way on Collision last week with Roosh, Kevin Knight, and AR Fox. And I guess they won some money. He won $100,000. But you know what? Being a new dad, he going to need that money. I tell you right now, you're going to need that money. Swerve Strickland, Mark Briscoe, Speedball, Mike Bailey against Ricochet, and the Young Bucks. I do not give a shit. And exactly what I was talking about with how long they've been, how over they've been, and how long they've been off our television. When you talk about guys that are over as all holy fuck and are on our television, the top, tippity top name that comes to my mind will always and forever be the Young Bucks. Why? Because there's no we wouldn't have an AEW without them. We wouldn't have a tag team division without them. And let's be fucking honest. No matter what it is they're doing, title, non-title, fun, bullshit, whatever, it's gonna be good, if not great. And everything these fellas do is great. Now, granted, pumping the brakes. I feel like we're getting into PWG territory where it's go out there and just fucking whoop the crowd, bro. Go for the crowd. The match could have no meaning. It could have no gusto. It could have no whatever. Doesn't matter. If the crowd's in it, we're in it. And I don't think it's the worst approach ever, but I don't know if it's going to work on television every week. But it might. But it just might. It just might. And it was glorious. You know what I mean? It was just move after move after move after move after move. There was a 3-way moonsault from the Young Bucks and Ricochet. Just all kinds of stuff. This thing was an absolute chaos and flurry of awesomeness. The Young Bucks went for a double super kick on Mike Bailey, who roundhouse both their legs away. He matrixed out of his super kick. Bailey took out the Young Bucks before Strickland makes the tag, gets his hands on the Bucks, delivering a springboard uppercut, hitting the gritty, and it just goes and goes and goes. Mark Briscoe hits a blockbuster off the apron. Bailey hits the golden triangle onto Ricochet, and Strickland wanted to end it, but Matthew then catches him with a small package and gets a pin. What makes a heel team better? By going out there, putting on a match that you weren't supposed to like, but you liked it anyway, and you know you did, and even though you're not supposed to like the Young Bucks, you kind of like them anyway. And then to make you mad, they stole one. Isn't that a bee? Isn't that a bitch? Doesn't that just get you right up in the you-know-where and the how about it? But again, I talk about it each and every freaking week. I get it. You don't have to like what they do, but they're great at what they do. Always take respect into that. There's a whole backstage segment with Jamie Hayter. She's talking to Renee Paquette about Mercedes and talks about her injury. And she says, well, it's all about Mercedes now. So Mercedes actually tries to attack her in the interview. She fucking chases her out. They get to the arena. And right as she tries to get her, Mercedes dips again. And she's talking and Hayter's talking to the camera like, oh, I want to get you. You can't run away from me forever. And then all of a sudden, bam, gets you from behind, starts whooping on her ass, hits her with the statement maker. Referees have to pull her off, setting the tone for their upcoming match. We got Alicia Atout backstage with Willow Nightingale bringing up her ongoing issues with the Death Riders. She says she knows a list of people that want revenge on the Death Riders, and she knows that it is growing. They talk about losing the Owen. She reminds actually, Statlander shows up, talks about her losing in the Owen, reminds her that Statlander could have won last year's Owen but didn't. Because of her, Nightingale stops Statlander from leaving and says that they want to settle things in the ring. And how about tomorrow on Collision? A lot of sickos are wanting to see them wrestle again. And I am one of them sickos. Kazuchika Okada versus Kevin Knight in an AEW Continental Eliminator title match. Meaning that if you get Kevin Knight wins, he gets a title shot. Before they come out, Rush and Dralistico beat the absolute dog piss out of Kevin Knight, kind of leaving him for dead. Mike Bailey shows up, fights him off. He wants to wrestle. Aubrey tries to advise against it. Knight says, kiss my ass. So they go and they wrestle. The bell sounds. Knight tries to get a near fall, going right off the bat, but then it turns into actually a pretty good match, and there's some back and forth in it. Kevin Knight is one of these kids who is just go. Okada goes up top, hits the elbow drop, absolutely no hang time. He's just falling on dudes now. Rainmaker was countered into an inside cradle by Knight. Goes for a backslide for a near fall. Kevin Knight leapfrogs over Okada into a backflip kick. Hits for a UFO splash. But to go for it, Okada gets up his knees. He actually misses the signature drop kick. Knight connects with one of his own. As he goes for a springboard clothesline, he gets drop kicked midair by the beautiful drop kick, and then gets murdered with the Rainmaker. After the match, he hits him with two more. He tries to go for a third. Mike Bailey makes the save. Obviously, we're going to get the Young Bucks against Mike Bailey and Kevin Knight. It's going to happen sooner rather than later. Don Callis family's in the back. They call out the Outrunners. They challenge Beretta and Rocky Romero. He said they want to up the ante, find two more partners to face the entire Don Callis family so Callis can kick their ass all the way back to 1983. Thought it was great. Main event was, Hurt Syndicate. Hurt Syndicate has fucking legal counsel. As a guy who's watching lawyer shows right now, shout out to Suits, for those who haven't watched it, just check it out. When you get legal counsel, that normally means you're guilty. Of what? I don't know. But it normally means you're guilty. So I'm curious to see what goes on with this. In the main event, Samoa Joe beats Claudio Castagnoli via submission. The rear naked choke. There's a lot in this one. It was hard hitting at first. I thought it was going to be very much just the Ring of Honor old, if you will, between these two fellas, just going out there and absolutely kicking the shit out of each other. There was Joe's going to kill you chance, which we're talking about Claudio Castagnoli, a guy who normally is kicking everybody else's ass. But hey, this was one of those instances where it went backwards. But the idea was you get past the strongest non-title member, or I guess the second strongest of the faction. That's terrible how I literally try to put it. And if you beat him, you're going to get, your guy clean and clear. But again, remember, their match next week at Beach Break, Samoa Joe and Jon Moxley. See, Samoa and Sean are going to be in a steel cage. So I wonder what that's going to mean. I wonder if anybody's really going to be able to interfere, or if that's just something that's just kind of a thing. Maybe it's kind of a thing. Maybe it's kind of not a thing. I don't really know. All I know is I'm hoping that it works out for the best. I'm hoping that this is one of those things where we can get a uninterrupted match. Something that is going to be brutal. It's going to be gruesome. Something that works. I like it. I love it. I want some more of it. Next week is our next Max event, and it is Full House. Do not miss it, May 22nd, featuring predictions for AEW's Double or Nothing. Plus, Ted P. De Niro defends the Knowledge Championship against the Phoenix once again. It is under traditional Double or Nothing rules, meaning that if Feeney wants to get his hands on that hard-earned Knowledge Championship that Teddy has, he's got to double Teddy's score. I wonder if he can do it. Maybe he can. He is the Feeney after all. Plus, we heard last week Beer issuing a challenge to the one and only travesty. And you know what? The travesty has accepted. Beard will defend the Max Wrestling World Championship at Full House against the travesty. Go to maxwrestling.weebly.com/Full House for more information. And we know that y'all love the theme song. So the official theme song for Full House is Machine, taken from the brand new album released by Captain's Revenge called Clarity. And you can get this album anywhere you find music.
Greetings, Max Wrestling. This is Blade Rodriguez, current TV title championship belt holder. And I'm proud and glad of it. Let me tell you. For this next week, this very fine, upcoming, outstanding event known as Trivia Takeover 10, Blade Rodriguez has chosen his next opponent. For Blade Rodriguez has earned the right to choose his next opponent. And it is a privilege to say that I am calling out the Walker. Come on, Travis Anderson. Give it your best shot. You may be the Walker, but I'll have you using one by the time this is over.
All right. It's a little weird doing predictions on my own. But it's okay. We're going to get this rocking. We're going to get this rolling. Let's go from, I guess, the top to the bottom, I guess. 4 matches. 4 matches have been declared for this Saturday. I'm sure if we get another one, we'll get it on SmackDown on Friday. But as of right now, we're sticking to 4. Sticking it on the with the old-fashioned Triple H Special. So, Jacob Fatu versus L.A. Knight versus Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre for the United States Championship. I'm not going to lie to you folks. I have not been watching Raw. I fell off hard. And when I see this, it makes me want to think that either they're trying to legitimize Jacob Fatu in the eyes of the non-believers, or they're doing everything they can to turn around and get this belt off of him, which I think would be the total wrong decision here. I really do think that'd be just like the ultimate wrong decision here. He is a guy that he has it. He has the promo ability. He has the in-ring ability. He has the following. He has the gold teeth. You name it, he's got it. Yeah. Jacob Fatu should remain United States champion. I hope he stays United States champion. I don't see any reason to take the belt off of him. Again, I said this at the beginning of the show, and I'm going to say it here. Each and every prediction that we do, there's room in the comment section for y'all to join along. And if you follow us on Facebook, we do not live predictions, but we do predictions, recorded predictions. The winner of that, the people who have the most predicted wins are predictions championships. So don't be afraid to get in here and get crazy with it and help us talk about some stuff. We'll go into another title match before I get into what I'm thinking might be the co-main event or the second to ladder, and I do want to rant a little bit about it. We're going to get into this IC title match, women's IC title match, Lyra Valkyria versus Becky Lynch for the women's IC championship. Lyra Valkyria literally just got re-established, reborn, reinvigorated, not rewind. I just couldn't think of another re-word. That's not prerogative. And, but we're talking about Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch was the person that showed up at Mania, and she wasn't supposed to help her, and the da-da-da-da, and the blah-blah-blah-blah. Then the next night on Raw, she turns on her. Excuse me. And now it's the time to beat her. That's the perfect time to beat her. Now is the perfect opportunity to crown one of your biggest women's stars as a mid-card champion, elevate that championship. But at the same time, and as the kids say, excuse me, bury the young talent. And more than burying the young talent comes with a price. However, I don't know if that price is high enough for anyone to care, or low enough for anyone to care, at that matter. Because the reality is I think that this is exactly what's going to happen. Becky Lynch is going to become your new women's IC champ, and we're going to have to learn to love it. Something I'm not loving, and I'm wearing a hat today for a couple of reasons. I just touched my hat, so my mind's gonna go to it real quick. Boom and a boom. We're rocking the Spurs all day today. There's another one up there. Regardless, there's a reason why I have the hat on. But I need to know what the reason is behind this match, behind the booking of this, behind the idea of this. You know, we had moments where when Vince was running, we questioned. Why is Baron Corbin giving Kurt Angle his retirement match? You know, why is, main event Jey Uso not winning this? Why isn't, this guy being pushed? Why isn't that girl being put? During the Vince era, we got all those questions, had all those questions. Whether they got answered or not is, I guess, I don't want to say irrelevant, but regardless, I don't want to say pointless either, but it's neither here nor there. But Gunther just lost the World Heavyweight Championship to main event Jay. And the first thing you guys have him doing is wrestling a commentator. Now, again, I love Pat. There's hours of record that tell you I love Pat McAfee. There's hours of record that state I feel Pat McAfee is a good wrestler. Is probably one of the best celebrity wrestlers we've ever seen ever. But in what way is that supposed to maintain momentum, maintain attention, maintain your character? How is that supposed to maintain your status level by going from World Heavyweight Championship reign, losing at WrestleMania, to wrestling a commentator? My hand went below the camera because it's how low we fell. Again, I say this with my heart and soul. I say this with a Charger jersey on my freaking wall. I like Pat McAfee. He could have worn number 1 in the Bolt any day of the year. He could wear it right now for all I give a fuck. Really, I mean this. But at the end of the day, this has nothing to do with my love of the American footy. This has nothing to do with the love of the man that is known as Pat McAfee. This has nothing to do with the love that is the man that is formerly known as Walter, now Gunther. This has everything to do with the purple in the back booking this shit. You lose the World Heavyweight Championship, you fucking wrestle fucking Jerry the King Lawler? You wrestle Jerry the King Lawler. Now, granted, again, I can give all the stats, the facts, the hype, the whatever have you, to state that Pat is better than, I wouldn't say better, but is on a different level than as low as I'm putting it. Okay, the old-fashioned, Jerry Lawler hasn't wrestled in forever, but he's a legend, so he could probably still go. Pat McAfee ain't a legend in this business. He's a good wrestler. He's a good guy that's come in and had some great matches. He's a great personality. He's a great commentator. But what else is he? I don't like it. Fast forward it. Personally, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Pat's probably going to go on hiatus for a bit. Probably going to go away for a bit. Or Pat's going to do this to bring in somebody against Gunther. Maybe an Ilya Dragunov or something like that. Either way, I think Pat's getting his ass kicked. Gunther wins. But just know in the back of my mind, I'm pulling for Pat McAfee. Because if he wins this, I don't know if it'll put a coffin in the Gunther file, or to put a nail in the coffin that is Gunther. But I definitely think it's going to raise some eyebrows. And I think raising eyebrows is something they're trying to do right now. Main event, John Cena versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. I've said this a bazillion times. And I'm not getting ready to give you some intellect of that, what I've said on past shows. I'm just saying, I've said Randy Orton versus John Cena for the WWE title a bazillion times. Oh, man, because it happened when I was in high school. Happened when I got out of high school. Happened when I was in my 20s. Happened when I was in my 30s. It's happening when I'm 35. It's happening again and I'm 30. I'm fucking 30. Jesus, I just dated myself something fierce. But it's the truth. It's the truth. How many times have we seen John Cena versus Randy Orton? How many times have we seen John Cena versus Randy Orton? Be real. And now it's tweener John Cena heel John Cena. Somebody's gonna fucking want to kick my ass. There's heel John Cena. I want to say tweener Randy Orton, but I don't even know. And I don't even think he knows. And that's kind of like the biggest problem of it all. But whatever. It's going to bang because these guys are pros. And for the sheer fact that it's going to bang because they're pros, I have to give you the obvious answer, and John Cena's going to win. John Cena's not letting go of this belt for a bit. If his run isn't over for another 7 months, he probably won't lose it till like SummerSlam. Maybe a little later than that, but maybe not till SummerSlam. So, as I stated, make sure you guys are putting them down in your comments. Give us your predictions. Head on over to the Facebook group and get a part of it. Maybe you can be predictions champion. So, let's finish this show up the only way we know how, by checking the 2 lists that we got. One's nice, one's not so nice. One you want to buy a pint for, the other guy you want to kick in the bits. Let's start with that one. It's time to put some points on the bell end board. Okay, points for the bell end board. Right off the bat, let me get this little rant off my chest. We're going right to Triple H, right to Paul Levesque, right to TKO, the board of WWE, the ship at the helm. So for right now, we're going to start with Trips. I'm giving Trips 20 points. 20 points for whatever the fuck this Gunther Pat McAfee thing is. For your profit record releases, you're going to get points for that regardless. You're going to get 5 or 10 regardless. And just for the lack of pushing new talent, like Laya Valkyria, who's going to end up losing her IC title to Becky Lynch. So 20 points to Paul. Sorry, bub. And I'm going to give 40 points to WWE as a whole. Whether you want to put it as the TK, the board members, you want to give it straight to Paul Levesque. I actually am going to let Daz deal with that when we fix the editing button. Or not the editing, but when we fix the points up. And this has to do with AAA. So the AAA announcement happened a while ago. Okay, it happened back in Mania, and ever since then, we've been just kind of waiting and anticipating of who's going to be signed and all that fun stuff. I'm going to double check all the names really quick. So WWE signed a bunch of names. So the idea is they bought AAA. They bought them. They own it. The idea is, and this has been an idea of WWE for a long time, is they want to make continental NXTs. Continental meaning around the world. They want an NXT Mexico. They want an NXT They want another one in NXT UK. Maybe not as so soon, but I'm sure they want another one. They want an NXT Japan. Maybe even Australia. Maybe China. As far as they can go, they want it. And now they have the opportunity to start with Mexico. Started with AAA, who have some massive names. Here are the few of the names that are going to be on there that have been signed so far. One of these names I'm going to talk about at the very end. Nino Hamburguesa, Lady Maravilla, Lady Flamer, La Hydra, La Parca, not LA Park, La Parca, El Hijo del Vikingo, El Hijo de Dr. Wagner, and this has already been denied. Denied, and denied again. And that is Alberto Del Rio. also known as Alberto El Patron. WWE says he ain't coming, which would be the smartest fucking move they can do. However, again, the reason they're getting points is because this is a fucking full-on gentrification type of move. This is going to be one of those things where the reason WWE bought it is to literally get rid of half of the shit. The midget wrestlers, gone. The exoticos, gone. The majority of the tag division, gone. They're going to take who they want and they're going to leave it for fucking scraps. They're going to do what every big company does, every little company. Buy it for nothing, sell it for parts. That's what they're going to do. And it sucks. And because of that, the WWE board as a whole is going to get 40 points. And that's all I got this week. I only got 2. So, not too bad. I can't be too upset about it. So, let's hop on into the good side. All right, let's give some Brub points up. I got to give Brub points, whether you like them or not, whether you hate them or not, whether you're too sweet and wing or not. I'm giving 25 points to the Young Bucks. 25 points to the Young Bucks because the Young Bucks are going out there and just doing it, fam. They're just doing it. They're bringing you the stuff you swore up and down you wouldn't like. I don't like PWG. I don't want PWG. They're bringing it to you each and every week, and you're going nuts for it. People in the crowd are going nuts for it. People at home are going nuts for it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. I want to give Will Ospreay 10 points for being awesome. Hangman for being awesome, 10 points. I'm bullshit. I'm not going to give those guys points. I want to give points for real this week. I don't want to just toss up points. I do want to give the Young Bucks 25, so we'll stick with that 25 for the Young Bucks. Trying to think. Who else deserves some points? You know what? I'm shitting on this this pairing, shitting on this match. I'm giving 25 points to Pat McAfee for going out there and cutting the promo that he cut on Gunther on Monday Night Raw. Again, a commentator, a guy who doesn't need to be in this scenario, is out there hanging with a guy who's a former World Heavyweight Champion, which kind of right there kind of proves my point why it's so bad. But the fact of the matter is the cat can hang. So 25 points for Pat McAfee, 25 points to the Young Bucks, and that's all I got. I don't want to give the Travesty any points. I don't want to give any of the Brothers of Max Destruction any points because for all I know, they're going to take me out next week or hold me captive or any of that other nonsense. So that's it. Let's get on out of here. And before we get out of here, as they say, let's find out what it is that TSK has in store for y'all. And first and foremost, I'm going to state it. I announced it last week that the WrestleMania review went up. It did. And then it said, you're not up because of copyright issues. Copyright issues have been fixed. It is live now and ready for your viewing and listening pleasure. It's a month old, but some say that the ripened fruit is the most sweet. And if it takes us a month to ripe, hey, come get you a bar of that. What else is going down with the TSK? As I stated already previously in the show, hopefully your ears have been listening. I know they're burning. I know I can't stop talking this morning, and it's okay. Thank you for hanging out with me. But you can hang out with me and the rest of the TSK coming at you this weekend when we cover WWE's Backlash. Again, maybe it's 4 matches, maybe it's 5 matches. We'll figure it out when we get to it. Regardless, you are getting a TSK review for that. And then within 2 weeks of that, I want to say is going to be Double or Nothing. About give or take 2 weeks for Double or Nothing, where, of course, the TSK will be a part of that and all of that fun stuff. What is going on with everything else? Mo, you're talking about the footy pod. Where's the footy pod, Mo? I want to know about San Diego FC. I want to know if Spurs are going to win the Europa. What's going down? Is it going to be Man United and Spurs in the Europa final? I sure hope so. Because if it is, that's the first episode you're going to get for a minute. Maybe I'll rope beer into it, being our resident Man United fan. We'll see how it goes. Maybe there's something we can come up with this. But I want to be for real with y'all for a second. I don't have Daz here. I don't got the boys here. I ain't got nobody here but myself today. Nobody but myself today. And what I want y'all to understand is work is hard. You understand? Doing the things that make you a better person, doing those things that make you that good father, that good worker, that good brother, as we like to say, requires work, requires time, requires effort. And unfortunately, all my time, effort seems to be pretty locked in on a lot of things right now. And because of that, I'm a little overstimulated, a little overwhelmed, but I don't want to stop. I like this overwhelming feeling. But with that being said, because I'm so overwhelmed, because everything is happening so much, the TSK is going to be dropping those episodes. Your boy is going to be here as long as he can be. But I want to let you know all these things that I keep talking about that may not appear. When the month of June hits, expect them to appear. When summer school, and I say it as all the kids do that have to go to school for the next 6 to 7 weeks. When summer school hits, it's a new ball game over here. Maybe this one we play it on the floor with our feet. We'll figure it out. So make sure you're following all of us, all the socials, so you know what's happening. Not only with the TSK, not only with the Footy Pod, but right here on the Max Wrestling. Go follow the Captain 512. Follow the Max Wrestling. Max Wrestling UK on the Twitter, SMR Podnet, and of course Max Footy Pod. That's all of us. Check it all out. Check out the website, maxwrestlingnet.weebly.com. It has the links to send you. I say it has all these links and a whole bunch more. Sometimes people don't know what I mean by the whole bunch more. These links will send you right to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, our TikTok, and any other social we may be on. For the podcast listeners, it'll send you there. For the video watchers, it'll send you to YouTube. For the I want to be a part of this, I want to be Prediction Champion, it's going to send you to Facebook. You determine where you want to go and how you want to follow us, and we appreciate you for doing that. So I have talked myself out. It is over an hour. I never thought I'd go an hour. Never thought I'd go an hour all by myself. But you know what? We did it, folks. We went through Dynamite. We talked about the releases. We went through the predictions. And I need your predictions down in the comments. So, my hands are together because, believe it or not, I'm praying for Daz. Hope he's recovering. Hopefully he's going to get back to us. Hopefully these fucking crazy madmen on the Midwest don't get too crazy no more. But around the Mideast, whatever the hell they're at, over the North Carolina boys, be crazy. It's crazy. So, I'm going to let you guys go. I bid you adieu. We will see you next week for Full House. The Phoenix will challenge Ted P. De Niro for the Knowledge Championship. And, of course, Beer defends against 1/3 of the crazy bees out there. The Travesty. Good God, I can't wait for next week. Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Whew. Fucking hell. Can somebody, stop these dudes? Are there no laws in North Carolina? Son of a bitch.